Getting ready to hear from J.Lawrence. I want to just take a moment to introduce the person who will be interviewing him on tonight. We have the Noisy for God movement in the house. They are from Niles, Michigan, and they've driven here from Michigan to be a part of this event on tonight. Please welcome Miss Mallory Nicholson.
Thank you.
And now, the starting lineup for So at this time, we want to introduce, not the birthday boy, because he's no longer a boy, but it's Jordan's birthday, he's 25. Clearing Hurdles. Please welcome J.Lawrence. J.Lawrence, right? It's J.Lawrence. Where did that come from? Let's get started.
Well, my full name is Jordan Lawrence Dillard, but I didn't want to go off I am J. Dillard because I have a little brother who's also J. Dillard. So I had to do something to differentiate myself from the crowd a little bit. So Lawrence came about. It was actually my great-grandfather's name on my dad's side, so it still pays homage to the family and its strong power.
I love that. A little background story. Yeah, you guys are all J's, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, one thing that I love about what you're doing with Clearing Hurdles is that it seems like your story is the heart of it. So I know that it's coming from a real place. And in the sea of carbon copies, everybody's doing everything. Your story is what kind of sets you apart because that means it's coming from an authentic place. Can you tell us a little bit about your story? Can we start there? Well, you can tell me about the project, but I know it's intertwined with the story.
The project was it was an experience. It took me 3 years to write it, and I never planned on actually being an author. So at the start of it, it was, okay, what do I do? How do I write? How many pages do I need? And how long do I need to make it for it to be an effective book? I don't want it to be a pamphlet. At the same time, trying to keep it something that will catch the eye of the reader and something that will help them on their journey along the way.
Okay, so is it like a devotional or is it your testimony? What is this book?
It's my testimony fused with how-tos.
Okay. How to.
Right, how to clear the hurdles, get over the obstacles in your life.
Okay. And you're speaking on clearing hurdles because we know that you've cleared some. Can you tell us some hurdles that you've overcome?
Exactly. I was in a car accident when I was 5 months old, and The car collided into another, and the windshield shattered, and I ended up being in the hospital with bleeding on the brain, bleeding on the abdomen, multiple skull fractures, contusion on my stomach and my lungs, and paralyzed on the left side. Got into the hospital, and the doctors were like, you have 48 hours, the next 48 hours are critical. But then they started to say, like, nah, he's gonna die. Like, he's gonna die. Let's pull the plug. But God was with me and graced me through it. And growing up, I dealt with insecurities because of the scars on my head. Growing up, I would tell people it was a design because I just didn't want to talk about it.
Wow.
There was information that I didn't really know on hand. So to avoid it, it's a design. And then, wanted to find my lane and find my place, knowing the family that I was raised up in, being from an athletic family, wanted to find my place in that. And then being from a musical family, or family who's big in ministry, finding my place in that and really trying to discover who is J.Lawrence Dillon.
Okay, so you talked about having some insecurities, and we know that that's a big thing right now, especially in your generation, in my generation. It seems like everybody's dealing with it. Social media kind of has you on blast, right? Where you didn't have insecurities, you do now. So with Clearing Hurdles, you're talking about how you overcame major insecurities. And I was telling you before that one thing I love about this is that you've lived it, and I feel like, that's the point of relevance, and that's what's going to inspire others. So basically you're saying in the book there's how-tos on how to actually overcome these obstacles, right?
Right, how to actually overcome these obstacles. I want you to find yourself, and I can't walk you through it, but I can show you how I was able to do it, and hopefully the things that I used will help you in whatever it is you're facing.
And yours were so major, and I feel like with us, we find a lot of reasons why we can't do things.
Right.
But then when you hear a story about somebody who was in a car accident of this magnitude, to be told that you will be paralyzed, to be given up for dead, and to go through life struggling with that and overcoming that. If you can do it, honestly, then we can all do it. I can clear it. I feel it, I can clear it. So how would you say that your test and your trial shaped you into who you are today?
My test and my trials shaped me to who I am today. Because just having to continue to learn who I am and not becoming complacent in one place. I had to learn how to adjust quickly. With school challenges and physical challenges, in and out of the doctor's offices, it was a new normal that I had to quickly learn to adapt to. And so learning that, it helped me to be quick on my feet when it comes to what it is I want to achieve, what it is I want to go after. If anybody ever comes across me or has the chance to know me in person, I will go after it right away. I'll think of it, I'll talk about it, and then I'll go after it. And it's because of this.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like your journey is what brought you to this place, and I guess that's what the Lord meant when He says that everything will work together for our good.
Right.
I feel like I'm inspired because your book is built on, like I said, something that is real. I saw you did an interview with your mom, and I told her, I was like, I didn't want to watch the whole thing because I didn't want to mess it up, and I want to be able to hear your testimony fresh. But some of the stuff that she was sharing, some of the details, I know the point where I cut it off was when you were talking about he would have tears of blood or something like that. I was just share a little bit about that.
I was in a strabismus surgery in 2nd grade. It was supposed to be just a regular routine checkup just to see how my eyes were going along, but they found out that my right eye was working harder than my left eye. And so the strabismus surgery was to tighten up the muscles and make the eyes work together. and because of that process, I was blind, and crying tears of blood during the recovery process. I recovered, but after a while, I was seeing double, so I had double vision as well as that. And then to go back to school and to have to try to catch up with the rest of the bunch. And I believe it's by the grace of God I was able to do that. Jumped in, didn't skip a beat, and was able to finish that grade and move on.
Wow. So you found your strength in God.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Even as a baby.
Absolutely.
The formative foundational years, that's hard. And that's when you really do recognize that you're different. And it's super hard when you're missing chunks of time. So I can only imagine like how difficult that was. So let's move a little bit. Why did you title your book Clearing Hurdles?
I ran track in high school.
Okay, I saw that.
Yeah, I ran track in high school, and interestingly enough, I didn't think track was an actual sport. I was not going to do track at all.
You didn't think it was a sport?
Nah, I did not. I'm like, all they do is run around. But I wanted to do basketball, and it didn't work out for me. And my mom was just like, keep looking. And a way that mothers do, just keep looking. So I ran across a guy who was on the track team. He was like, you should go out. And it was amazing. Like, I was good at it. So I named the book Clearing Hurdles because while running track, I learned there were a lot of things that were good for me, cardiovascularly. And it was a journey for me. I learned my place as an athlete doing that.
Okay, I'm hearing a little bit of like, stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
Okay, talk about it, because that's something in your book, right?
Right. Being able to remain in your lane. Like a lot of times people get sidetracked about things that are going on around them, wanting to be in a specific place, but it may not be the place you're meant to be. And so trying to find the place that you're meant to be, the place that gives you the most fulfillment without getting sidetracked to the other lanes in your race.
That's a whole word. Everything that's good for you might not be God's best for you.
Right.
I feel that. Okay. Yes. Clear them hurdles. Okay. So I also know, and I'm kind of just giving stuff away, y'all. This is why we gotta get the book. I'm gonna help y'all know why y'all need to get the book. You talked about beginning stumbling blocks. Like when you're first getting started, right? Like with whatever it is that you're trying to do. Feel like God's called you to do something. You said it took you 3 years to put this book together.
Right.
Like starter stumbling blocks. Can you talk about that?
Right. All right. Starter stumbling blocks. So when you start off these starter blocks, and the momentum in which you push yourself off the starter blocks guarantees your position in the race.
Say that again, wait. Let me comprehend it. Just so much.
So the momentum in which you push yourself off the starter blocks will give you your position in the race. So you can push off the starter blocks exceptionally well and be in first place. But you can also trip or stumble when you jump off the starter blocks if your form is not correct, and you can still end up in third place or fourth place because you did not jump off your starter block correctly.
Okay.
And so in this starter blocks chapter, I wanted to talk about just how you may start off in a bad situation. You may feel like an outcast. You may feel like a misfit or whatever it is you may feel like. But however it is you started, it's not your finish. It's a journey. So you start here, you may hit a block here, but as long as you keep moving, you can keep clearing hurdles.
We got to make sure that we're starting strong.
Right.
And if there is something there that's blocking us, you're telling us you can clear this, and here's how.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna start wrapping it up. Can you, before we do that, can you give advice to other people who may feel like they want to do something, they want to step out, but they're too afraid to start? Because it seems like you've overcome insurmountable odds that are stacked against you, and yet you were able to do something that not many have been able to do. God has blessed you to be able to do that. Can you encourage somebody that might want to be like J.Lawrence?
What I would say is, whatever it is that you want to do, do it. The fear will be there, but it's doing it that makes it happen. You know, faith without works is dead.
Yes, yes.
So I can believe I want to be whatever it is I want to believe, but if I don't have the action to back up what I'm going for, all I'm doing is wishing.
Watch out.
All it is a wish. Amen.
So do it scared. I was not 100% confident in this, if I may say so myself. There were times where I was doubtful. I wanted to, I don't know how to write a book. What am I doing? So there's a level of doubt there, or a level of questioning. Am I even capable to even do this? But once I stepped out and started doing it, once I took the leap and over the hurdle, or attempted to take the step over the hurdle, I was able to find out that I was able to clear it, and you can too.
Yes.
So, J.Lawrence has inspirational videos, y'all. He's got merch. He's got books. How do we get all this stuff? How do we just stay connected? Because obviously the oil is on you. How do we stay connected? How do we stay connected?
You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Okay, that's important. What's your YouTube?
I am J.Lawrence. It's the same on all platforms. I am J.Lawrence. And if you want the book or the merch or anything that you see here, go to.
Hats. I saw somebody had a hat on. Yeah.
All you have to do is go to my website, www.clearinghurdles.online.
Okay, .online?
.online.
.online. Okay. But
But
tonight.
I feel it. It might come out the jacket. But tonight, you can get the book. We have a hurdle we can clear. Tonight, we are trying to clear a hurdle and get this book to the #1 bestseller. All you have to do is go online and get the book tonight.
All right, for how much does it cost for us to clear that hurdle?
It's $14.99.
That's a great price, great.
It's also available on ebook
Okay.
for $4.49.
Ooh, $5.
Yes.
Okay. You need to get both. Amen.
I'm trying to be accommodating.
I think we can afford that.
But I will be signing the books tonight.
Okay.
So if you want a signed copy, it will be tonight.
All right, so we can buy them tonight and we can get them signed today.
Yes.
That's so exciting. Okay, so what's next for you? You know I gotta ask.
Man, what's next for me?
This is like a whole moment, but you know, what's in your vision for 2020?
My next hurdle will be prepping for a wedding that's coming up. My fiance around here somewhere. Just look for the prettiest girl in the room. very excited. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman. I'm very excited.
God has been good to you.
God has been good. Hey, he who finds a wife finds a good thing.
Amen. Wipe her up.
Couldn't keep her single too long. I had to put a ring on it.
All right. It's a lot of conversations. My ears are like, I'm excited. That's beautiful. Shorty in the back with the I Can Clear t-shirt on. Yes. All right. So that's what's next. Amen. And another J.Lawrence Jr. baby is right after that 2021. All right. All right. What you say? No. You said him too.
I'll be signing books over to my right, your left, I believe. Yes. All right. I guess y'all know what I'm trying to say. So just formalize this way. You can swipe. You can swipe, so we are taking all credit cards.
Yes.
If you want to purchase with cash, you can do that as well.
They said they prefer
We
you to
prefer
swipe.
you to swipe.
We're getting, yes, we prefer cards.
Yes, we prefer cards.
Is there anything else that you want to add before we move on to that portion?
Keep clearing hurdles.
Amen. Let's
Thank you.
clear